Part 3. Now, horse sacrifice is described in the book as sportive acts, right? So this part is concentrated on last 100 years of Treta Yuga. This is Treta Yuga here. Page 796, verse 3, Ram involved into all sportive activities. Page 797, verse 2, sacrifice performed by Ram. Every time you see sacrifice, everybody, it appears like they want to kill somebody or kill some animal. What it simply means, the sacrifice is what we call an act of doing something. So the act that they're going to perform here is the sport. So it is referring to sports performed by Ram, right? Page 797, verse 6, holy acts of Ram means sports of Ram. Page 99, verse 1, begin work for sacrifice. This is what they're saying. They're starting to work for the sacrifice. It is for the sportive acts or the sports. Okay? This is how the book is written, so we have to take it just as it is written. Now, page 799, verse 7, Ram went to play polo. Page 800, verse 1, verse describes game polo, right? Now, in this celebration, page 818, verse 5, a mannequin of Sita sculpted out of gold set with jewels. What is telling you that it's more like a fair or an expo or some, trading taking place in this sportive horse sacrifice. It's like you're going to any expo or something, and you can buy and you can trade. So now, it's the first time you have to understand Sita, that I explained Sita is manuscripts. It is not a human being. So Sita now, the first time they are making a figure of a person named Sita. So this is what it is saying here, right? Now, page 18, verse 6, everybody must marvel at Sita. So Sita now take a human form. This is what it means. Now, page 820, verse 4, letter writing. Ram wrote letter, mean that Hindus were writing letters long before this present time. But let me go with the same time. You see, what has happened, the Christians, historians and them, they invented everything that was already invented.
Yeah.
You see, because the Hindus, they're reading the book as if they're blind people, they're not seeing things. So we have, I'm highlighting that. Now, 64 squares and 32 pieces comprise of a chessboard. Now you go to page 835, verse 5, you get 16 pieces. Page 885, verse 6, you get 16. That is 32 pieces. How this 32 pieces is described, I wouldn't read it, but they can go on it. That is, I give the chariots, elephants, horses, warriors, 32 pieces. This is how the pieces are described. And the 64 squares is described as the battlefield. So everything here you see in the sportive acts or the sport activities were presented as if it's a battle, a war going on.
Okay.
This is so everything you see in there now you see like it's a fight. The wrestling and everything is big fight, and this time it is they are performing their sportive activities. So there was no battle in those days. They had no war. People were presented that they had war. Hindus were the only people. They had never. I don't know how the pundits and them can't see. They never had no war, and they keep talking about war. And this horse sacrifice is an example of that, right? Now you go to page 823, verse 1, to verse 5. 12 sculpted buildings paraded. It's just like a parade show, like a carnival there. You're parading all kind of things that you have done, Blood, you must know, it's written in page 820, verse 7. And blood from the Bible, I've made this statement, blood means writing, record. When you use, every time Jesus gave us blood, he gave us manuscripts in writing. That is what it means. Now, Lachman, there are 18 forms that in verse 8, page 847, verse 1. Now, I present some verses here. Battles mean celebrations, right? Okay, I will go through. Page 847, verse 7. Battles were celebrations in 12 buildings of 10 cities. So these 12 buildings in all the 10 cities was the center of this celebration. Page 844, verse 6, Ram exile ended. Return of Ram to India. They're referring to 12,000 years here. Page 850, verse 3. Hindus exiles returned to India, 1500 BC. That's it there. Okay? Page 850, verse 7, Ram returned to India. Now they have verses that show dice and wrestling. You have to be, because everything is a battle there now, you know. Because you have opponents and you have people playing this game is a battle on the, whether you're playing dice or you're wrestling or anything like that. And it is showing like it's a battle. All right? Now, one of the date that I want everybody to understand, that after 12,000 years, 1500 BCE, Ram and Sita returned from Lanka. Where is Lanka? Lanka is that same, the places where they refer to the 12 billions or the forest. These are 12 billion and returned to Ayodhya, India. Right? This was start of Diwali celebrations. Hindus have a fixed date for Diwali now. What is the fixed date it started? On 12,000 years, 1500 BC. Right? You could call that, if you're using today's date, it would be 3,500 years ago. That's what time is very important, right? There are many things here. I will not read it. Ram wrote events on palm leaf. So the book is telling you that. This is the manuscript, you know. The palm leaf that they write, he writing all the things that he's doing. This is on palm leaf. Ram building houses for everyone. Page 804, verse 7 is an interesting verse that I would like to read here. 804, verse 7. Right. I will read it. I have, O Lord, said Sita, forsaken the retreats of the seers and come to you, to tell you, therefore, that I long to go back to them. It's so embarrassing. I wish, Lord, to deck all those sages, wives with jewels and garments, all befitting and beautiful, whom I like most. Now, what is this verse saying here? It is saying that these people, which we call Christians and Muslims, these are the lands they were in, you know. They were naked, they did not have clothes, and it was very embarrassing. So they decked them with clothes and jewels. So at that time, we are talking here, when this horse sacrifice is going on, which is 12,000 years or 1500 BC, they had no knowledge about clothes. It is very interesting to understand that. These people did not have a language, nothing. And I don't know what the pundits or whoever the philosophers reading this book they have not seen these things. So today I have to make this statement, because blind people were reading this book all the time. So they need to put on some glasses or something to see these things. Because I can't imagine this few thousand years, even let's say we're talking from 2,000 years. All these philosophers and who are studying this book have not seen these things. Now, a few things here, books and sacrifice scholars at that time making pens from writing, training dogs, designs of jewel garments, testing gold chariots stocked with jewels. All these things are taking part on display at 12,000 years or 1,500 years BCE. All right. All right, they have cannibals liberated here. I'll do a couple of verses here, I will go through it. Now, page 826, verse 3 said, wish to teach cannibals. The wish to teach cannibals are making progress. Means that the cannibals, which we call the Christians and Muslims, you know, at that time, you know, these are the people self. They're now making progress to learn something. This is at 1500 BCE. Page 850, verse 5 and 6. Verses state that those cannibals who accepted teachings by Ram were liberated, meaning that they learned to speak a language and to survive by other means. So it is telling you at that time they started to learn a language. All right? Battle against Brahmins were battle against cannibals. Battles were to teach cannibals. That's the battle. Page 851, verse 1. 12,000 years, 1500 BC, Ram literal history came to an end. So this is what I was talking. So all this thing in Satya Yuga and Treta Yuga were literal history. And the Ramayana is stating so.